I made it through 1 year of officially being a realtor. My name is Leah Way. I am a realtor with eXp Realty. These are all the things that I wish that I would have knew before I became a realtor. So I wish that I knew that there was going to be so many dues that comes along right after you get licensed. First of all, the startup dues, then you have to do like the realtor dues, gotta follow the rules. And then I would say that not only the fees, but just going into it and having to figure out, how am I going to get clients? How am I going to get people to trust me because I'm new? How am I going to get clients to trust me? So I'm going to tell you my story. So I closed 3 deals this year. And I'm actually pretty proud of myself because I hear a lot of realtors tell me that on their first year, they didn't close anything or they closed 1. My goal was to be Rookie of the Year. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I will say that I'm really, really grateful that I got to close 3 deals. And with eXp, if you do decide to go on board with eXp, they do have a mentorship program if you are new to the real estate game, which is very, very beneficial if you have a really good mentor, which I thank God that I have a really, really good mentor. And you have to close 3 deals in order to graduate the mentorship. So I closed my 3 deals and I was able to graduate from the mentorship program. I've learned that every single entrepreneur has to pay something in order to get something back from your business. I feel like I would not have successfully closed 3 deals without her. I probably would have been confused. I probably would have just been so lost. So she definitely held my hand through the first transaction, and then the second transaction, she's like, let me see what you can do. I did it. She just went over it, checked what I did wrong, what I didn't do wrong, because it's mainly about the contracts. And I was able to successfully close my deals from there. Second thing I've learned is to really network, and networking works. I mean, I was just networking just so I could see what it's like to be a real estate professional, but actually networking and getting your name out there and like talking to people and creating new connections is really beneficial. Right after I got my license, I still was going to networking events. I went to this woman like empowerment event. Like, it was a whole panel of ladies. Some were builders, some were investors. One was a lender. I went up to the lender and I was like, hey, like, you know, I told her like, I really want to support women and Black owned businesses. I'll send you over some clients as soon as I have some. So I would really love to support your business. I had no idea that this girl was going to be the one to actually send me business. So this is how I got my first client. She's like, hey, I have some buyers that are looking to move to Pennsylvania. So get their information, get acquainted. And this house was almost $500,000. So my first deal, I closed on almost $500,000 deal. So this is easier than I thought. I'm like, we're going over commission. They had to pay me 1% of the commission because the seller was only paying 2%. Honestly, I was so scared. They were like, okay, that's it, fine. I was like, oh wow, that's so easy. So we ended up successfully closing. It was so great. This was my first closing, getting like contract training. I'm like literally calling my mentor before and after every conversation with these people. I'm like, what do I say on the phone? What do I do? How do I say it? Having a conversation with people was something that did not grasp on for me at first. So I would say that like you really have to know how to talk to people when you're a realtor as well. So that's one of the things that I wish I learned. Another thing I learned, know your worth. know your word. You know, your commission is your commission. You better stick with that commission. Now, if you really, really need to save the deal, probably go 0.5% down, but don't go a whole percent down. Like it just depends. Like I said, know your worth, knowing when to back off from a client. And it can be really, really hard because you really do want to close the deal. You do really want to make your money, but you also want to keep the client satisfied. I had this one client that I kept showing home after home after home. We probably went on about like 10 to 15 showings in like 2 months. Ended up not picking anything, ended up not closing. She was just like, you know what, never mind. Yeah, life happens. It was no hard feelings. It was just that I've had that gut feeling that it wasn't going to work out, but because I'm a beginner and because I didn't really want it to close the deal, you just got to know when to cut ties with people. You just got to know like, hey, maybe we're not good for each other. Maybe that's not the time, you know? So you really you don't want to be that person, that yes person all the time. So that was something I learned. Like you really have to just know your boundaries as an agent. I would say after closing in January all the way to about July. So I wasn't really getting any like serious client activity until about July. I closed with my god sister. My god sister was my second buyer, and I feel like that one was so special to me because not only am I helping family, she was scared, but she was very eager as well. She was scared because she got in bad experiences from other realtors. And I felt so bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no, we're not doing that. Like, I really love working with buyers because it's like, especially when it's their first time, because I'm like, we're going through this journey together. I want to make the process like so easy, so like smooth. So I came up with a presentation for her. So I would say another thing that I learned was definitely come up with your buyer presentations. It's so crucial because it just builds trust with your client. And like after I did the presentation, she like fully trusts me. She's like, you know what, I'm gonna give it another chance, I'm gonna give it another try. And she was literally like so emotional at closing, like tears of joy, because it's like it's been a whole journey. And she was just like, thank you so much for making this so easy, so smooth. Like, you know, you don't know how much like this really means to me. She was renting for 13 years. Like, oh my gosh, you were renting for that long in the same apartment. It was so awesome to be the one to guide her through that process. So that was my second closing. My third closing was my first listing. Oh my gosh. You have no idea. I was like, oh my gosh, I actually have a listing. This is crazy. Just know that the sky's the limit, like for real. Like I got my first listing through an agent that I don't even know in person. This agent found me and was like, hey, can you please list my family member's home? Yeah, list the home. It sold within 2 days. Literally. I don't know if it was beginner's luck or what. I priced it very strategic. I showed her how I came up with the price. It just flew off the market. Open house was awesome, was popping. I just got so many compliments on the home. My phone was buzzing over throughout that weekend. Like the first day that I put it on the market, that's when somebody put in an offer over asking. And I was like, I still want to do the open house. Like I couldn't even do like the whole full experience, which is great. I didn't even put the sign up or anything like that. Like the first sales I ordered it and everything. Didn't even have to do that because it just flew off the market. So it was just so awesome to experience that. So that was my first listing. That was my third transaction. And that was literally around the same time that I was closing my second deal. So those deals were going on together. So those are just a few little key lessons that I learned as a realtor. I don't want to talk too much in this video. If you guys have any questions on my experience as being a realtor, how I got my leads, how I get to close my deals, anything like that, feel free to either message me or comment down below. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. So this helps me to bring y'all more videos and to just vibe with y'all, like for real. Like I really love doing this. I really love doing YouTube. I really do love being a realtor, and I really love talking about my faith and my journey. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.